to all of my new subscribers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you ever hear me refer to you as investors, that's what you are. You are my subscribers. And I just want to pause and stop and say thank you so much for all of the comments and the likes and you watching the video. I really appreciate all the things. I'm the type of person that I appreciate the little things in life. So that's all I need. Just give me a like, just give me a share. And if you want to subscribe also. But I just thank you for just listening to me. I want to go ahead and I want to start addressing part 2 of the Destiny Swap video that I posted a couple days ago. Oh, and thank you for listening to that video. I know the first part, one of Destiny swapping, the audio was kind of janky. It wasn't up to my standard, but I was traveling and I had to do what I had to do with what I had. So thank you anyway for listening to that video. I do have a new microphone, so hopefully the audio quality will be above the standard, but we're going to make it work to make it do what we do. So going back into this Destiny swap thing, as you see on the screen, here's the definition of Destiny swap that AI provided me. And so what I was trying to allude to while I was traveling and running through the airports, byways, highways, train and trail, was that I really think that they was trying to swap destinies with Dillion and Shedeur, with the thought process of build a person up and tear a person down with the words that are coming out of your mouth. And I really think that they attempted to do that by building up Dillion with all of those attributes that he knew. And Dillion is part of this too. I don't think that Dillion is innocent. Dillion is a grown man. Dillion is about 24, 25, 26 years old. So he knows that what they're doing to Shedeur is bad, and the sentiments and the accolades that he's getting is not really his. So Dillion is not innocent in this matter. But this is what the media tried to do. This is what Kevin Stefanski tried to do directly into Shedeur's face, basically playing in Shedeur's face. So you know how they say if you can build a person up or tear a person down just by the words that you tell them or say towards them. And I truly believe that the media was trying to tear down Shedeur with these narratives and build Dillion up with the attributes that Shedeur has. These attributes that I'm talking about, this is truly documented. These are actual in scouting reports. These are official records. So as I stated, this is not a simple copy and paste on somebody's resume. They actually took these sentiments and put them in the airwaves. So as you know, words hit the airwaves and it hits certain frequencies, certain things are supposed to line up with those words. But because we, and I want to stress this, we as his supporters have been counteracting those narratives. Therefore, those narratives have not took root towards Shedeur, or and of course not in Shedeur's mind, because Shedeur has been raised with biblical principles and a very strong father and mother and support system. Shiloh, Bucky, and his sisters. Okay, so when you have a very powerful support group around you, when certain narratives start coming your way, positivity takes over that. And it replaces it actually kills that negativity from even taking root. And as you see that with us proclaiming certain things, yes, in our post, in videos such as this, also in the comment section, it's going to go out and counter narrative all of his doubters and naysayers. Right? And some of these principles that you can also apply in your life. I really think that's what's going on. You try to do that through the power of the tongue through media. So just put it out there, but continue to post on this video, other videos, continue to any conversation when people's coming up to you and they're trying to put bad mouth on, anyone, Shedeur, anyone that you know of. Always counteract that, because guess what? Silence is agreement. And as you can tell, I'm not agreeing with the narratives, that are out there. So the definition of destiny swapping is on the screen. And let's go back to Bucky. Bucky, Bucky became well known because, to be honest with you, I didn't know Bucky existed until after I started following the family. Okay, but without Bucky, Shedeur name wouldn't be out there like that. The Colorado Buffalo team wouldn't be out there. Shiloh, his name wouldn't be out there like it is. Even though they are a very famous family, we wouldn't have took hold or gravitated towards that family, without Bucky's camera at Colorado University. And Colorado University, you owe a lot to the Sanders family. I don't care what the record is currently with the football team. You owe a lot to the Sanders family. Make sure you do right by them. Yes, it's a losing record. Colorado administration, football administration, sport administration, that the OC and the DC is supposed to be calling, different plays. Whatever Deion's destiny is, just do right about a family in the future. Just do right. Recognize them highly and always, because I didn't know what a Colorado Buffalo was until, y'all hired him. So just do right by the family. So I just want to say, Bucky, shout out to you for standing 10 toes down for Shedeur during the bye week. I saw you live. I saw your video. I like what you said. I like when a family shows that, hey, enough is enough. We're standing strong. We're going to protect this family unit. I like that, Bucky. I like that. And with you being the oldest son, Bucky, it was by divine purpose, and you are doing what you need to do in order to protect your younger brothers, Shiloh and Shedeur. Shedeur, thank you for getting out on live and just showing us that, hey, you are okay. The mental abuse that they're trying to apply to you is not working. As your supporters and your fans, we are glad that you gave us that glimpse into, how your well-being was. Okay. So thank you, Shedeur. And Bucky, keep standing 10 toes down for your father and his medical issues, for the Colorado Buffalo team, and for your brothers and your sisters and your little your nephew, Snow. Okay. All right, just let me know in the comments if this new microphone is working. I do plan on traveling with it. I will be getting it through the airport, so that the TSA better not take my microphone. So as the screen shows, the definition of destiny swapping is a concept, often spiritual, where one person's life or path or faith is exchanged for another's, either by unconsciously taking on a path not originally meant for them, or through spiritual manipulation. So when I was alluding to the spiritual factor of destiny swapping, and I'm pretty sure Cleveland know what they were doing. But let's say if they didn't know, let's just say they was naive and they just wanted to create this media buzz that got out of hand. They didn't know what they were doing. They actually was activating something spiritually when they attempted to destiny swap door with Dillion. So it is some spiritual. This is also, as you see on the screen, it's also called spiritual abuse. So it's no telling what type of karma that the Cleveland Browns is going to generate for themselves. I mean, they're already a losing team. So really, I know you're thinking, what else can go wrong? But you don't know what could go wrong spiritually. With the new stadium they're trying to build, they could be damaging the grounds and poisoning the grounds that the new stadium is going to be on. They could have faulty structural buildings. They could be, it's no telling what could happen, but you have to be careful when you put the words on the wrong person. Do you see how God has moved in this moment? Normally things like this will come out 2, 3, 4, 5 years, maybe 15 years when someone is doing a documentary on Shedeur and the NFL, during this time frame. Before this can hit week 9 in Shedeur's first season of the NFL, things have been exposed that probably have never shouldn't got out. But that's what they said. Be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful. And y'all know what verse something to go to. But be careful who you put your mouth on. because you don't know what type of spiritual power and protection that a person has in the background. So as you see, destiny swapping is spiritual abuse. So spiritually, like I said, intentionally and unintentionally, the Cleveland Browns was trying to give Dillion Shedeur's destiny and tried to give Shedeur's Dillion destiny. And certain spiritual laws you cannot break, spiritual laws you have to respect. And you can always tell when a spiritual law has been broken, because things don't look right and things don't be right. And people that don't even like Shedeur is even pushing back. So, hey, that's also a hint. Karma, baby, karma, baby. So look at this. But because they drafted Shedeur and so late, and they couldn't. Now, Shedeur really supposed to have been a 1 or 2, but they knew that if they would have drafted Dillion Gabriel, an unknown, I never even heard of his name, an unknown quarterback in the first or second round, oh, that would have been so telling. And drafted Shedeur in 5th, oh no, it would have been so telling. So what they had to do is they tried to manipulate the minds at that time. Well, okay, we're going to swap Dillion with Shedeur for whatever reason. I really think it's his attack against deionsanders. But that's a whole nother story. So they had to do it smartly by drafting Dillion at 3 and Shedeur at 5, which it looks crazy, but at least it's not the first and the second pick where Shedeur should have been. I hate people that always say, "Oh, he was drafted in the 5th round." Hey, if you do a little research, you'll see the only difference between 3rd round and the 5th round players in terms of salary is only between $500,000 to $600,000. So what are we talking about? You're right, only $500,000 to $650,000, and that's in the terms of the NFL money. That's $5 to $6 difference. That's it. So please, anybody that comes here with that crazy narrative, oh, he's a 5th round and Dillion is a 3rd round. We're only talking about $500,000, $600,000 difference in terms of salary. So that's nothing. Now also look at this exchange of fortunes. The central idea is that a person's good destiny is exchanged for bad karma, or they luck and talents are transferred to someone else. Come on, AI. Let me read that one again. The first core concept of destiny swapping. Exchange of fortunes. Exchange of fortunes. The central idea is that a person's good destiny is exchanged for bad karma, or their luck and talents are transferred to someone else. Yes, I know that my focal point in the first video was NOLA. Hey, shout out to New Orleans, NOLA. Eventually I go there, but let's not play simple-minded. Savannah, which no one talks about, is really the number 1 voodoo place in the world. Nobody knows that about Savannah, maybe because the demographics is maybe 50-50, you know what I mean? Because NOLA, when you think of New Orleans, you're thinking of a predominantly Black city. When you think of Savannah, even though we are there heavy, it's like a 50-50, and it's Southern, it's Southern, but I've been to Savannah. I love going to Savannah. But baby, if you have that spiritual gift of feeling of energy, it is definitely something there on the good side and the bad side. And let's not forget that movie that by Clint Eastwood way in the early 2000s, late 1999, in the Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, where it touched on the spiritualism in Savannah. So let's not think that it's only in New Orleans. It's in Savannah, and it's, believe it or not, it's everywhere now. Okay. And I'm not saying that I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. But we do know with everything, there's good and there's bad. And in this situation, what Cleveland has done is they have attempted to give Dillion spiritually Shedeur's his fortune, his talents, just by trying to speak life into Dillion like that. And God said no. God said no. And when they tried to speak that into Shedeur, They tried to use their words to break it through his armor. God said no. Okay. God said no. And the reason I'm speaking like this, because as you see, swapping of talents, of attributes, yes, it's coming through your mouth. Yes, people can think that, oh, these are just narratives and, oh, they just saying something. No, this is actual spiritual repercussions to this. So let's grab hold of what the Cleveland Browns has attempted to do. And I definitely don't want to come off preaching, but hey, I'm from the South and it's just in me. Okay. It's just in me, but just focus on the message of what Cleveland has done, actually or unintentionally. Guess what? Spiritually, it's going to be some consequences. They were trying to exchange Dillion fortune with Shedeur's fortune. That means that they was trying to take Shedeur's ability on the field and off the field. Do you know how much Shedeur has? And he hasn't thrown not one ball yet on an NFL field minus the preseason game. They was trying to take that and give that gift to Dillion, but God said no. God said no. And we're going to let that be. Even AI is not even a real person. AI is a huge database of information that's out there. And even AI saying it's spiritual consequences and a spiritual abuse. This is AI. So in my first video, when I said that AI agreed with me, this is what I'm talking about. Is all AI is reporting that this is spiritual abuse. What are we talking about? Okay, look, unconscious, the third one. The second one is spiritual manipulation. It can be seen as a result of spiritual abuse where individuals are manipulated out of their intended life path to benefit an abusive environment. The mental abuse. That's why I stated I'm glad that Shedeur showed his face, showed that he was okay. To the world, I have been concerned about him. This here at his age, I think Shedeur is 22, 23. He has the weight of the world on his shoulder from his supporters and from his doubters. And God has definitely, Browns is based off this definition here, is a very abusive environment, such as a controlling church or family. You know how the football team said, this is family, we family, we go protect one another. So this also goes out to the players in Cleveland Browns. I know that all players sign a contract that may have clauses in there, right, where they can't say certain things. But if you can't say nothing in private, I hope you're definitely praying in the background for Shedeur, and also for yourself, because you are in an environment where they are executing spiritual abuse practices. Third bullet, unconscious redirection. In some interpretations, destiny swapping can happen unconsciously, or a person's path can be routed due to the interjected entanglement of cold or soul contracts. This is what I was saying. The reason why Cleveland Browns is so upset right now, and Kevin Stefanski look like he's losing his mind, and he's talking before he even look at film or anything. He's just regurgitating anything. Going back to the energetic entanglements, can you imagine what this looks in the spiritual world when Cleveland is at a game where you have this back and forth of negative energy all around all the players, the fans, and everything? This is individuals experiencing a destiny swap may live lives that feel unfulfilling and achieve little despite being active. Shedeur. And anyone under the sound of my voice, if you think that someone is attempting to steal your destiny, know that it is just an attempt. Without God allowing it, Without God's approval, it will not take place. Just like I'm pretty sure Shedeur is. But because he's surrounded by family members and friends and supporters, we are kind of acting all negativity. And I don't want, someone put in the comment that if it wasn't Shedeur Sanders, with him having that last name, we wouldn't be pushing out these narratives about him or videos about him. And thank you for the comment who posted that. But it's not about that. We all resonate with Shedeur because we have been in places where we have been devalued, degraded, or we have seen it done and never said a word, or it has happened to us. Okay, that is just because he's a Sanders. You know, yes, it is because he's a Sanders because we have followed the story, so we're invested. But it is also because we have seen or heard things of this in life. And hey, shout out to all and everyone that comes to my channel. Thank you for all of your support. And hey, if you don't think that things like this go on, hey, you ever seen what you call it, Princess and the Frog, that Disney movie? I know if you don't seen that, it was very popular. What did they portray in that movie to the kids? Destiny swapping. So it's a real thing. And like I said, if you're not spiritual, this video is not for you. But for the ones that are, my followers, aka Vesters, a lot of us are. And so I just wanted to come back, retouch on this. And I definitely wanted to show, hey, I wanted to get into the slide. And this is a real thing. Even AI said it, and AI is not even real. It's just a database full of all the information that is compiling. And it's putting all this information. Even AI said, hey, this is something real. A concept. Such as love. Love is also a concept too. And we definitely feel that. So just like love, you can feel love. You can definitely feel when someone is trying to, do something spiritual towards you. So, hey, like I said, thank you for checking out my videos. Thank you to all of my subscribers. I'm moving forward, and thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So until next time, we talk again. Thank you very much. And make sure you come to this video with your notes, your drink, and your vest. And you stay vested one. And you protect yourself 365 degrees full circle. Until next time, thank you.